Well, we're 5 generations Bakersfield, so grew up here. Actually born in Oildale. Went to Horseman, Sierra, and then to East High. I think it would have been a lot scarier if I hadn't had an older brother here. It's a new experience, and 13 years old, coming into a situation like this was it was disconcerting, even though I knew people here. I think because of knowing some of the coaching staff made a difference, but it was a little nervous. Being a freshman, most of the things that I learned my freshman year was just, really relationships with people. It's one thing to be out for a sport, but really you just when you're in a room with people for 2 or 3 hours working out, you get to know people pretty well. And I think the relationships was what really made school for me. And as I look back at it, that is the most important part. Junior year, I learned a lot about myself that year, and learned a lot about people. Never had a coach like Tedder, where if you were sick, he came to your house. Want to know what's wrong? Why weren't you at school? And so it was. My junior year was very successful from a competition standpoint. The team won the first Valley Championship for Kern County School. We had 5 of us in the finals, and ended up winning it, actually beating the Drillers by 1 point to win the Valley Championship. And I think that was really the highlight. We never imagined that we'd ever really get there when we were looking at it as freshmen. But to win the Valley Championship, the team to win the Valley Championship, it was a great thing. I went to Bakersfield College for 2 years and was fortunate enough to get a wrestling scholarship to the University of Nevada. It was more difficult, and I think it was more difficult for a couple of reasons. One, you're exchanging those friendships for new friendships, and so people you're not used to being around. And two, the year that I went into college, they had changed the times from a 6-minute match to a 9-minute match. Well, 9 minutes on a wrestling mat is like a year and a half. I mean, it's so hard, and so it was difficult to make that transition. But after my freshman year in college, I felt pretty comfortable there, and graduated from there, and then came back and I coached at Delano High School. Learning to coach was a real experience. It's much different than actually competing. It's much harder. Look around the coaches out here that I just have a lot of respect for coaches, because they have to put so much time and effort, and they have to relive every match or every game for each individual. It's a very, very tough thing for a coach. And I have a lot of respect for them. And so I was there for 6 years before going into business. My father actually started the business, and then we all went into it in development. Started in contracting and real estate development. The Lord's kept us busy, and it's been really enjoyable. And now my children are involved, and so we get to work together. So it's a great life. My first reaction was, no, I don't want to do that. That's how I felt about it. I just feel like there's so many more people that are more deserving than I am. I got pounded on by Coach Krabby to accept this, and I thought about it for a long time. And even with the reluctance, I thought I'll do this because I want to tell about the people that really are the Hall of Famers, the teachers and the counselors and the coaches that help us get through school, because it's not about me.